Hi, everyone, and welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.ca. Today, we have a very fine 2003 Mercedes-Benz SL 500 Roadster. It took me a while in this video to start speaking, but I wanted to demonstrate that power top to you. I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick it up or not, but there's also a power roll bar in this car. I'll pop it up right now. And as I say, I'm not sure if the camera angle is going to pick it up or not, but now it's in the up position, and I'll put it back down. That system has a built-in sensor where if one is driving around with the roll bar in the down position as it is now, the sensor can sense when there's an upcoming rollover, and the roll bar pops up into place the way you just saw it, but it does it automatically to protect the two occupants. A two-place Roadster convertible, like all SLs since they began back in the 50s. Loose translation of super leicht in German is super light, so a lightweight car with the two seats only, made for touring with the top down. This car has a V8 engine. It's a 5-liter V8, good for 302 horsepower. This 2003 model is the first year of the R230 generation of Mercedes SL two-place convertibles. It followed the R129, which had been in place since, let me think back, since 1990. So the R129 ran from 90 to 02. And then starting in 2003, big breakthroughs like that hardtop convertible, for example, with this R230 generation, which began in 2003 model year. This is an early 2003 car. We'll show you the data manufacturer when I open the driver door later in the video. I believe it might be in 2002, maybe December 2002, but definitely from the first year of the R230 generation. I started to speak a little bit about the specs. 5-liter V8 producing 302 horsepower from the factory. We've got the torque number on the detailed listing for the car. I don't have that one committed to memory just yet. It's got a 5-speed automatic transmission with a setting where you can shift the gears easily with the floor-mounted shifter, and that gets that 5-speed automatic gets all the power to the rear wheels only. And what a set of wheels! You can see that this car's got a set of AMG rims on it. We'll take a closer look at that as we get to the exterior portion of the tour. So to put the top down, I had to start the car. You didn't get the full sound of the start, so I'm going to cut the camera now, and we'll give you our normal sound of the start, engine idle, and then exhausted idle as well. So here comes a little cut in the video. Okay, giving the car a start. I'm going to turn off this microphone so that we can focus in on the one you can see just slid into one of the slats in the grill. Easy start for the 03 SL 500. We did do a proper cold start video earlier in the day. You'll see that on the detailed listing for lot 324. And we've also had the car out for a little drive. So the start we just did, I'd call it a cool start. Not really a hot start, but not a cold start either. But the fact that this cold start was after a couple of weeks is reflective of the use the past couple of years with the current owner. He's got a neat little collection. You might see some of his other toys in the background of some of our photos, but this one just does not get the use. And he had previously promised a friend to buy it from him should the friend ever decide to sell. Things changed, but he honored his word and bought the car. He just hasn't had much use for it since he bought it in January 2024. So that's how it's become available. Again, lot 324. I'm going to jump out now, grab the camera, and we'll get in close to listen to the engine idle and exhaust at idle. Okay, so moving in close to the engine, you can see it's got a very beautiful looking engine cover and nice and clean as well. But I've got a secondary microphone in my other hand. You'll see it soon as I cruise in on close to get a sound of the engine running. So again, a 5-liter V8, factory rated at 302 horsepower. One other thing I'll point out is that there's a battery located right here. And if that one looks a little small to you, it's because this car is equipped with 2 batteries. So this battery is dedicated to starting the car only. And there's another battery that operates accessories that's located in the trunk. I'll also point out that that battery is dated November 2023, and that would give you a sense that should be a nice fresh battery. I'm not sure if we'll show the other battery in this video, but I saw the same date in the larger battery that's located in the trunk. So working our way back, let's get a listen to these exhaust pipes singing only at idle here in the rear. So dual exhaust on the 03 Mercedes SL 500. And if you want to hear the engine working a little harder, just go to our driving videos for lot 324. Okay, so that'll do it for our listening to the sounds of the engine. Let's proceed with an exterior tour. So I've left the engine running for now just because I wanted to demonstrate the lighting. You can see xenon headlights. Those were nicknamed a peanut look when the R230s first came out. Sort of looks like the shape of a peanut sitting on its side. And the fog lights down below. I'll work my way back to the rear. And this is a common item on German cars where there's a fog light in the rear as well. So when I show you that tail light relative to this one, it might look like the one on the driver's side is malfunctioning. However, that's a fog light. So there's a fog light to help people see you in foggy conditions. I'm going to press this one in one turn. And now you can see that tail light on the driver's side has the same appearance as here on the passenger side. So you might have noticed there were 2 settings, 2 clicks. So I'll pull it all the way out. That puts the rear fog light on. I put it in 1 click. The rear fog light's off, but the fronts are still on. I push that down and push that away from me another time. That'll turn off the fogs. And I'll demo the headlight now as well. This is how you turn off the headlights. Get that to the top. Of course, we're going to have the running lights still running, being that the car is running, and this is a 91 plus model year. 1991 being when Transport Canada mandated daytime running lights for all cars in Canada, new cars in Canada. So I'll shut down that engine and we'll continue with our exterior tour. Now you can see the lights are off. And I'm not sure how well it turns up in the camera. There's a slight tint that's been added to the headlights. It looks really sharp when the headlights are not illuminated. When they are, you can't even tell it's there. However, the film is broken right here. That's a little bit smaller than the size of a loonie, I'd estimate. So there's a good look at my favorite driver's 3/4 view of the car. And I'll move in on to these beautiful AMG rims. So I'll call them black polished. So although they're black through the center, polished chrome lip, you can see the AMG emblem right there. There's an almost new set of Continental Extreme contacts on the car. Where do I see Extreme Contact? Oh, there it is right here, Extreme Contact. So staggered set on the '03 Mercedes SL 500, 255, 35, 19 on the rear with a Y speed rating. You can see that that tread looks almost unused. 37th week of 2023, and as I say, the owner of this car has driven the car, I'm going to say, under 1,000 kilometers for sure since buying it in January 2024. I think he's telling me it's under 100 kilometers actually. As I say, there are some background photos of some of his other toys in his man cave, and that's where the car stayed in his ownership. Couple of neat looks here. There's some venting here on the side of the car, as well as on the top of the hood. Gives it a bit more of a sporty look. And of course, let's not forget the three-pointed star, a larger one in the center of the grille, and then a Mercedes emblem right here on the hood. But as I get in close, it's a little bit dusty, probably because we might have hit a puddle or two when we did the driving videos earlier for lot 324. But I'm not seeing any stone chips, certainly no evident stone chips. Take a look at our detailed listing, again, lot 324, to take a look at the stills. It's a little sunnier when we took those photos. These here are headlight washers, so that pops out to spray the headlights. Another fantastic sort of advanced item for this car, certainly color-coded side mirrors, but you can see the white, that's a lens. They illuminate with the indicators of the car, and of course heated and power mirrors as well. We also noticed that the Mercedes-Benz emblem with the Securit emblem is in place on all panes of glass, so suspected original glass. And now we'll take a look at this rear AMG wheel. Again, 19 inches, so the same diameter all the way around. Extreme contact, as you see there. I think these are 285s. Yeah, there we go. 285 30 ZR19 with the Y speed rating. I also saw, oh no, these ones are 2022, but I suspect mounted at the same time as the front. So these might have been a bit of NOS, new old stock, when they were mounted. But you can see the tread there, barely used. Certainly they stand up to scrutiny when the owner tells us he's driven the car under 1,000 kilometers. I noticed that as well as the red calipers, cross-drilled rotors up front, red calipers in the rear, discs of course in the rear, and they're not cross-drilled, just the flat disc here in the rear. This is an antenna. This is a spot where these cars can sometimes be susceptible to a bit of bubbling from corrosion, but not this car. I suspect these taillights have a bit of a film on them as well to tint them, because I feel like they'd look just a little more red coming out of the factory. Not so for the middle brake light. And there's that three-pointed star in the center. SL 500 emblem here on the rear as well, on the trunk. And then as I demoed when we had a listen to the exhaust at idle, twin exits for the dual exhaust. I'm going to pop open the trunk. We're not going to see a lot of the trunk because, as you'd expect, that hardtop occupies a lot of the trunk when it's in the down position. But the thing I wanted to show you was this car is equipped with the glass roof. Certainly a power top, as you've already seen, but the glass roof option as well. So there's also a sunshade. You can have the light coming in, or you can use the sunshade to block out the light. That is when the top is up, of course. And then another item, sort of an era gone by for Mercedes-Benz, just so over-engineered in terms of the reinforcement to keep that trunk up. There's a handle as well, so you don't need to get your hand dirty from the exterior of the trunk lid when you pop it down, which is what I'll do right now. And working our way around. Unmarked wheels, again, The owner actually told me that the wheels have been refinished, so that would explain why they're in such nice condition. 285 30 ZR19 Y rating on this passenger's rear, and there's the 33rd week of 2022 for a date code, and a matching indicator included side mirror with the power and the heat as well. And then the passenger front rim, the AMG black polished finish, 255 35 ZR19 with the Y rating up front. And there's the date code there, 37th week of 2023. I do see a bit of discoloration here, but look at that. It's just a bit of grease. Now the grease is on my finger, but I didn't get it all. So the worst of both worlds. I also like to show off this Mercedes-Benz decal on the windshield, and more evidence that we're looking at the real McCoy here with that windshield. Straight from Stuttgart. So there's another look at the imposing front end of the 2003 Mercedes-Benz SL 500 Roadster. I think that gives you a decent look at the tint that's on the headlights. Easily removed though if that's what the new owner wants. Lot 324 on collectorcarcanada.ca. Let's move on to the interior. All right, I'm a little nervous for the interior tour of this car just because there are so many features. I think we did a decent job of photographing them, and I'm nervous I might forget some of them on the video. So that was just the top operation button that I just closed. So another item I see on this car that not all 03 SLs would have is the wood on the steering wheel. A more base model would have leather all the way around. So this one's got leather where you grip the steering wheel, and wood for looks, I suppose, where you're less likely to be gripping it. Burl wood, of course, on the console, the shifter, and the door cards as well. I'm gonna open this door now. Just the door itself, there's so much to talk about. So I've got that key in there. Let's get rid of that sound. Pull out the key. I've got it. So just to look at that door card, we've got the burl wood trim, as I say, surrounding the latch. And then this armrest, underneath it, there's some storage. Smart way of latching it closed. And then we've got power windows here. The side windows do go down on this car, and they are operated by the driver. I've been around some convertibles where if the top is down, the rear side windows are down. But it's it's the same button for both front and rear windows for each side. So when all four windows are up, to get the driver's side down, you press this once. It's a one touch, as you'd expect. The driver's window will go down. Once it's down, just press it down again, and you can get the rear window as well. Now, the round area, that is a remote release for the trunk. You can see that set of buttons shaped like a seat, as you'd expect. Those are to operate the power seat. The top part, we demoed it in a video, I do believe, on our detailed listing. Again, lot 324. Even the headrests are power operated. You can see there's a seat memory there with 3 settings, and as well 2 settings for the heat in the seats. And all of those power and heat operations are available for the passenger as well. And there's a speaker, as you'd expect on a door, but it's probably worth showing you that it's a Bose sound system. So upscale sound in this 03 SL 500. Nice clean ivory or tan interior. And the seats are the same. I will point out a slight flaw here, though, on the driver's seat. There's a bit of wear here on the outer bolster. Not really much. There's a little bit of creasing, I suppose, but not much. Certainly no perforations, but there does show a little bit of wear, only on the driver's seat. And then in addition to the power seat controls on the door. This one here is for lumbar. So you can just dial up various settings for lumbar. And then there's even more to see on this seat. There's a little bit of storage here. Tight two occupant Roadster. Little bit more space there. Even underneath the floor mat, nice and clean on that carpet. Working our way to the inside of the car. Let's see if I can find that key again, and I'll light up the dash for you. But we've got a speedometer, maxes out at 260 kilometers an hour, and the tachometer with a 6,000 RPM red line, 6,500 max reading. Over on the left, we've got a coolant temperature gauge as well as a fuel gauge on the right. Cruise control up above from the indicators down a little lower. That also operates the washers and wipers. And then these are for the onboard computer, which lights up where that SOS is in place just for the start process in the car. And then over here we've got for telephone activation. The car is equipped with the Command GPS system. I have not asked the owner if he has the discs for it. I'll try to do that. If I haven't and you're asking, please just use the contact seller button on the listing for lot 324 and we'll find that out. Climate control, dual zone. Each occupant can choose a temperature. There's a little ashtray down here that's super clean. Even the lighter's nice and clean. But of course, that lighter in modern times can double as a 12 volts. I can't reach it with my left hand. But we had it out. There's a picture of the other side of it on the detailed listing. I'll get the radio to light up too. It's kind of a neat how the Mercedes-Benz emblem comes up. You can see it there. And then various settings for telephone, nav, radio, and then CD as well. There's a CD changer rear of where I'm seated right now. Try to get a look at that for you as well. A couple of center vents below the center mounted clock. Airbags in the front as well as the doors for both occupants. And there's a good look at the door card for the passenger with the same features for that passenger as well. Shifter for the 5-speed automatic. You can see the plus and minus here beside the D. The shifting is done side to side while the car is in D. And then this is for power mirrors. And there's a power air suspension system, as you might expect for Mercedes-Benz. We demoed it by video in the 3 settings. So take a look at our detailed listing for that. And then in addition to that, we've got the body control here. So that has a sport mode to firm up the suspension a little bit. And then traction control here, as well as I think that's to activate a tow hook. But the owner's manual certainly come with the car if you want to check that out. One other little flaw I noticed, this item here, this area here, there's a separate cup holder that can be mounted on the passenger seat. Most people who have these cars opt not to have it because it's a bit of an impediment for the passenger when that passenger seat is occupied. So that's a sort of a more I'll use slang and call it an industrial strength cup holder. But below the head unit, there are also these 2 cup holders as well. And when they're not in use, they fold in neatly into the dash. So another ingenious Mercedes-Benz item. There's a look at the odometer. Can you believe it? Under 67,000 kilometers today. Maybe we better promote it as sub-68K kilometers. As I say, the owner doesn't really drive this car, but it's only 9 kilometers away. One demo drive during the time it's on our site, and it'll bust 67,000 kilometers. So we'll call it 68. In addition to the power seats on the door, the power seat controls there. This one is to bring the seat forward to access the area in behind the seats. Couple neat things to show you there. There are these kind of a seatbelt style support in case you want to put items on the parcel shelf. We've got a photo demonstrating it sliding through a loop on a backpack. to give you a sense of what that's about. And I'll just slide that right back into place. In addition, there's a bit of storage here. So there's that disc, the CD changer I mentioned, and there's the attache case for the owner's manual. We've got photos of it on the detailed listing. Same stuff on the other side, the strap for cargo, and the opening over here. There's nothing inside of it, so it's a little more storage area. I did notice that this there's a bit of staining on this carpet behind the rear passenger. Put the seat all the way back, you don't see it, but it's there. Wanted to show you. And then a little bit of storage here in the console, nice and clean. I think what I'll do now is I'll stop the camera, I'll put the top up, and I can give you a better look at the trunk. So here's a look at the trunk. I mentioned earlier about the rear fog lights. They're not in operation now, so you can see the two tail lights are of matching intensity. This item needs to be pulled down for the top to come down. That gives it a bit of space. And there's also a sensor there that I guess the engineers wanted drivers to be very cognizant they're putting the top down. So they force you to put that into the down position before you can operate the top from the cabin. And then there's a little artificial floor here I can pull up. There's a deflated for storage spare. That is a compressor. And there's the original tool roll as well. We've got pictures of all this stuff on the detailed listing, lot 324. And there's a look at the other battery I mentioned earlier, also dated November 2023, so relatively fresh. So that'll complete our tour. Let's move on to some closing thoughts. Okay, so moving now to some closing thoughts. I did mention the adjustable air suspension. I wanted to demo that for you. Did you notice the lightness in the picture? A, it's getting dark and not snowing, but B, we lost battery on my good camera. So I got the backup in use and I don't have a separate microphone. So I hope you can hear me already. So again, the air suspension. There are 3 settings. I'll demo it for all 3. Here's the first setting. You can see the car going up slightly and elevated once, elevated twice, and now we'll let it back down. Not sure how that looks up on the camera, but I could certainly feel it from inside the cabin. Again, a 2003 Mercedes-Benz SL500. First year, the R230 generation, and this one is currently under 67,000 kilometers. It's definitely going to its new owner with under 68,000 kilometers. 66,991 today, so it might creep up over 67,000 in the next few days while we have it. Lot 324 on collectorcarcanada.ca, the 2003 Mercedes-Benz SL500, a 5-liter V8 engine, a 5-speed automatic, getting all that power to the rear wheels. Nice extra touches on this car. You'll see that on any 03 SL500, but the wood steering wheel we've got, of course, the power top, but the glass top, and with the shades to block out the sun in here if ever driving with it during the day with the top up. And of course you can see the AMG 19-inch polished black rims. So I've already been through the sizes there. Lot 324, 2003 Mercedes-Benz SL500, under 68,000 kilometers. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and we're going to move on to the next car.